Hey family, Lachelle Goodrich here, and I wanted to share a time in my life when I needed hope the most. So I'm going to be vulnerable. I don't think anyone that I mention in the story will actually know that they will be mentioned because I haven't shared this before. So back in 2015, 2016, my world completely shifted. I had been married for 14 years to a man that I grew up with. And when I say grew up, I was 19. Together, we learned life's hard lessons about bills, budgets, babies, and blended families. I was the worship leader. He was the deacon. We were homeowners, living what many may call the American dream. But then everything shifted, everything changed. We decided to divorce. No counseling, maybe a little counseling here or there, but we decided to call it quits. So our life had been built like we do on two incomes. And suddenly I was left figuring out how to keep a house. I didn't want to give up, not just for me, but for the sake of my children and the legacy I wanted to build. During that year, it was a hard year. My daughter had left. We were not on good terms. So my life was upside down. I had a son that was in middle school. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to navigate these things. My thoughts grew heavy. On the outside, I did what I do all the time. I smiled. But being behind closed doors, I remember every day I would walk into my office and curl up underneath my desk and cry. I was helping families in the Stop Six projects get their life together and all those other things. And I felt like I was just hopeless. Um, I even had moments of wondering what life would be, or would life be better without me here? Maybe I just take some sleeping pills and just sleep away. My mom or, my ex-husband would take care of our son. Maybe if I just kept driving and driving and never turned back. I even considered moving to Atlanta. Yes, I had children. I had brothers. I had people who cared and who loved me. But the pain was real. People knew us in the community. They knew us in the church. Um, and that pain seemed to weigh really heavy on me. However, I had, it was my uncle Mark, and my big brother Qantas, who reminded me I wasn't alone. If I needed something, a bill to be paid or something, I hope I don't owe them money. I don't think I took any money. However, they stepped in. They said, "We got your back. Anything you need, call me." Of course, I'm a Leo and a little prideful. So it was also my mom and my best friend that prayed for me, that came over and checked on me. Um, Not just picked up a phone, but they came over. They gonna knock on their door, come through the garage, and they encouraged me. That gave me the strength to make a plan. And then I prayed. I know for some it's backwards, but this is my truth. I became very intentional about who I surrounded myself with. I We were a couple that helped other couples through hard times and made sure, reconciliation and all those other things. So my life was built around other couples. However, I began to explore just being by myself, being doing movie night and date night with my son, some things that I didn't get to do in my 20s because I was married so young. So in September 2015, I launched my own private practice, Our Legacy Consulting and Counseling. I wanted to reach people that didn't feel seen, heard, or valued. And you know what? During those moments in that quiet time, it reminded me when I wanted to give up, something that my mom always tells me, that when she was pregnant with me, someone told her, prophesied, if you're in that world, that the calling of my life was great. I know sometimes she probably don't believe it. No, I'm kidding. But every time I feel like quitting, I'm always reminded of that, and then a small voice or even a stranger that reminds me my purpose is bigger than me. So when I feel like I'm struggling and why am I doing this life, my purpose is bigger than me. So that's what gives me hope. That taught me hope. That even in the darkest seasons of my life, there's always more. What gives you hope? Because there is hope.